free class on Tkinter project. This is a Tkinter project. Hello everyone, welcome to Python Codex. So as you all can see, we want us to start how to make use of Tkinter in IA volume. So let's create our class. Let's use our class. Let's create a class. Call it class window. Let's use TK to control the class. So definite. Let's do this now. So let's call super, then the window, then self. Let's init it. So let's give it self. Let's give space self dot title. Then let's give it a title. Okay, let's give it a title. Then after that, let's give it a mini size. So let's use self dot main size. Let's give it a main size. This is main size. Okay, let's go. So let's use 800 400. 800 400 should be okay. So now let's actually test this. Okay, let's create let's test it first. Let's firstly test it. So let's use a window in capital form is equal to window, then let's bracket it, then let's call that window dot main loop. So let's test the window, then let's test it to see if we have our accurate theme and our accurate GUI application. Okay, we have the Tkinter application here. Let's minimize it. So let's just go back and let's create the function into it. So let's start with the label function. So let's call it test label. Let's give it an hyphen, test label, then let's self it. Okay, now self dot label. We already imported the label, so label is just going to be easy. Is equal to label, and let's self it. Let's give it a self, then text. Here's text is equal to, let's just write the text of hello world. Let's use the text hello world. Okay, so after we use hello world, I think we should go for a front. Let's write so let's go for a front. I will use Arial. It's called Arial Black, but you can just use Arial in usual. Then the rest. So let's use a background. I'll care for a black background. So let's go for a black background. So this is a black. I'll care for a foreground also. Let's use a white foreground. Let's use a white foreground, and then let's self.label the park. .label park. I want to make use of park, but we understand most things about them that is not only park that we can use. So we can use grid and menu also, but I'll be making use of park. So let's go. Let's test the function now. Let's firstly add it into the class because we're going to call it through using the class. So let's run the script. Let's run the script also. Let's run the script. Yes, you see, but let's change the foreground because the foreground can't be black and the background to be black. Then we just have a blank photo. Then we have a clear one. So let's use white. So let's call the function. The function should be hello world in white form. Okay, now that's it. Hello world. You understand? So let's create a button into our GUI application to see how best this is. As you can see, guys, this is just a better one. So let's create the button function into it. So I will minimize this application. I will go to self.button. But one thing I want you guys to understand here is that button can be used in Tkinter. You can actually import buttons. So let's go for self.button. Self.button is equal to button himself through Tkinter. So self. Then let's use a text called click me. It's click me. Let's make use of click me. So let's just close the bracket and let's just go. So let's call it into the application to pack as usual. So pack, there's one thing about pack. We have anchor. We can make use of sides. You can make use of the packs X and packs Y, PDXY. So let's make use of anchor. Now I make use of anchor. So I'm gonna break it back to south, which is X. S means south. But as you can see, it's just right there. right there. So I want to add side to hit. I want the side to be in the bottom. I don't want it to just be in south. I want it to be in the bottom. So different from that, I want you to create a function that we use the button, that when we click the button, it's just going to go out through one function or another. So let's click that side. As you see, we already brought that through into the noun part. So let's create a function, and that function will be connected to the button. The function will be connected to the button. So then let's say default function, the function name. So as you guys can see that, so that is command. So we don't want it to make use of an if statement, but I see we don't even need, we want, let's make use of an if statement, but we don't need a if statement. Let's just go through using the Tkinter itself. So just we can just run the script itself. Let's just leave that. Okay, let's go about that itself. We want to create another label, then self to the label one. Then we say that is equal to the label itself, and then the text, and then that text will be, or maybe let's make use of a button. Let's make use of a button. So the button is just going to be that, and then we want to change the button. You know, we want to change the button. So we configure. We use the key called configure. Then now, if we run the script right now, let's run the script. Okay, we don't need the command yet. Okay, let's run the script. Let's run the script now. But I just want to make some edit here. Okay, now if you press this, do you guys notice we have nothing happen? What's the reason? We need to go and correct it and write command is equal to self the command. Once we write self the command on the command, that means we're trying to tell the thing that it should run the command through that. Okay, we have an error. Let's check our main reason of the error. Oh yes, we have a mistake, right? That the text is supposed to be text, not test. Okay, now let's run that script. We should have a normal. Now, what do you guys see? Now, so it's working out already. So let's change this and let's write a label. Let's import in a label into this. So let's say the label one is equal to the label. Instead, then let's write the self and the text. Let's write the text into it. Sorry, the text into it. So self the texting. So let's just run that script. Okay, I don't think we don't need the font, but we don't need the font, so let's just quickly run a script and then let's just write down self. I think there's a mistake in that text up there. I think there's a mistake up there. So let's just give it a park and char. The size is bottom. So there's some sort of so let's check that. There's a mistake there. Okay, it's text again. Let's change that. Okay. So let's run the script. As you guys can see, we click the button